This is Stephanie. This is Laura. This is Brindley. This is Parker. And this is Lee, and he's recording. And my name is Carly Logue, and I'm going to be talking about racism. Have you ever been somewhere and saw firsthand how people who have a different skin color get treated differently? I have personally witnessed people get treated differently in many different places because of their skin color, but I've seen it happen most while in school. Racism, which is a problem in society that results in discrimination of individuals who are a different race, still occurs in our society today in ways such as bullying and punishments in schools, news reports on the television, and on social media websites. Racism happens today in schools in ways such as treating classmates differently and giving different students different punishments. Racism started in the schools in the 1900s when segregation was around. It started off by giving African Americans unequal opportunities and by giving Caucasians a better end of the deal in many different approaches. It is now 2020 and it is still happening today, but not in the same approach as the 1900s. According to the authors of the U.S. Department of Education, Black students are 1.9 times as likely to be expelled from school and are 2.3 times as likely to be disciplined through the law enforcement than their white peers. I was a high school student myself a little over a year ago today, and I'm here to say that that was very true at the school I attended. Black students always got the more harsh punishments, and the white students would get little to no punishment at all. Racism not only happens in schools, but it also happens on the news as well. Racism happens today on the news by the newscast using discriminating actions. According to Sonnet, Johnson, and Dolan, authors of Priming Implicit Racism in Television, News, Visual and Verbal Limitations on Diversity, images of black males who talk about violence and the need for security is a good example of an explicit racial cue. Out of all the pictures on the internet, out of all the pictures in the world the newscast could have used, they used a picture of a black male to talk about violence and security. Whether the newscast meant any harm or for it to happen that way or not, it still happened, and that is a sign of racism. I have also heard on the news where reporters put their personal opinions into stories they do, and it ends up getting them in trouble because of their racial remarks. The news is a worldwide television show. Reporters should only be reporting the facts instead of letting their opinion be known, especially if it is discriminating. As well as news reporters feeling the need to put their opinion out for everyone to hear, the same thing happens on social media. Racism happens today on social media by individuals feeling the need to put their response out on the media for everyone to see. According to Yoka Bawick's, author of Right White Life, there is a growing agreement that the internet has played such a role in building the edifices of contemporary racism. Social media is a platform people use to express themselves, but not always in the best way. Lots of people feel the need to make discriminating or racist posts or memes. The purpose of social media at first was to connect with friends and family, but a lot has changed in this day and time. In conclusion, I want everyone to know that racism is a huge societal problem in the United States. Racism is happening all over the world. Discrimination against others happens in more places than we know and in places that we probably do not even realize, such as schools, news shows, and social media. Thank you.